There's a very specific kind of internal exhaustion that sets in when someone asks you what you do for a living. You do not roll your eyes or cause a scene. You smile, nod, and hand over the polite, rehearsed script you have said 100 times before. But behind your eyes, your mind has already quietly left the room. If that physical sensation of wanting to pull away during polite chatter feels uncomfortably familiar, you are not alone. We are told that avoiding small talk makes us awkward, antisocial, or just plain shy. But the truth is much more mechanical than that. Your nervous system is not broken. It is simply looking for a completely different kind of currency.
For decades, we blamed this quiet retreat on social anxiety or simple shyness. But actual research suggests a completely different story. Psychologist Matthias Mehl designed a study where participants wore audio recorders to track their real-world conversations. The data revealed that the happiest participants had twice as many substantive conversations as the least happy ones.
They also had only a third as much small talk. Mead defines small talk as an exchange where both people walk away knowing exactly what they knew before. Nothing changes hands. A deep conversation, however, is a transaction of actual substance, where a memory, a perspective, or a vulnerability is transferred. You can usually spot this pattern in the tiny, unexamined moments of your daily life, like sitting in a barber's chair, wishing the blow dryer would start just to drown out the chatter, or sitting in the back of an Uber, nodding along to questions about the weekend weather. You do not want to be rude, and you certainly do not think you are better than anyone else. But your brain is processing the polite, repetitive script and logging it as empty space. It feels like trying to run a high-performance engine on a flat, empty battery. You're left waiting for a single question that actually requires you to think before you speak. A single moment where you can drop the performance and finally say something real. This mental idling comes down to a psychological trait called the need for cognition. It measures how much a person's brain genuinely enjoys effortful, active thinking. For those high on the scale, working through an idea releases a tiny biological hit of satisfaction. But for people who prefer deep conversations, there's also a hidden processing cost. Much of small talk relies entirely on unwritten social scripts and unspoken rules. You must guess how long to hold eye contact and know that "how are you" is decorative, not an actual question. For literal or neurodivergent minds, decoding these hidden social rules requires immense conscious effort. You are forced to run a complex translation program in the background just to keep up a polite smile. But then, occasionally, you meet someone who bypasses the script entirely. They do not ask you about your job or comment on the traffic. Instead, they ask you a question that makes you pause, look up, and actually think. In an instant, that heavy, exhausting pressure behind your eyes completely vanishes. Your shoulders drop, your breathing slows, and your nervous system finally begins to settle. It feels like taking a deep breath of clean air. After being trapped in a crowded, stuffy room, you are no longer performing or translating yourself to fit inside a polite, shallow box. You are finally being met exactly where you are, with no warm-up laps required. This sudden sense of relief is actually deeply rooted in our evolutionary biology. Historically, small talk functioned as a low-stakes way for two nervous systems to scan for physical threats. It is our primitive brain asking, "Are you safe, and can I let my guard down around you?" For many people, keeping this superficial safety check going for hours feels incredibly comfortable. But a brain built for depth processes that initial safety check almost instantly. Once your system registers that there is no active danger, it immediately wants to move on. Remaining stuck in the checking phase feels like a car engine revving high while stuck in park. It drains your energy because your hardware is built to build trust through shared meaning, not just polite proximity. If you have spent your life feeling like a bad person for wanting to skip the polite chatter, let this be your permission to stop. Your desire for depth is not a social defect or a symptom of being cold. It is simply your mind reaching past the script toward whatever is actually genuine underneath. The strength you have developed by quietly observing the world is real, but you were never built to carry that quiet observation entirely alone. The people who can meet you in the deep end without needing a warm-up lap, they do exist. And finding even just one of them is usually worth all the polite, empty hallways you had to walk through to get there.
You can watch the rest of this ongoing series right now over on our channel.
Click the next video on your screen to keep exploring.